How's it going, everyone? Before we dive in, quick reminder. If you haven't watched the Option Basics series, go check it out. It's something I've been meaning to do for a while now, and if you're new to trading, this will help you wrap your head around how options actually work. All the links are in the description, don't miss those. Alright, let's get into this week. It's a loaded one. We've got CPI on Wednesday, we've got PPI on Thursday. Both are potential market movers. And we're also managing a few swing trading positions, so I'll go over where we stand, what we're watching, and how I'm planning to move. We're going to start with SPY. And before we talk about entries or setup, let's just zoom out and ask, what is the markets actually saying? We're not here to trade off of tweets or force some bearish bias. The markets doesn't care about what we want. It exists to make as many people look as strong as possible. From a bird's eye view, we're still in a clear uptrend across daily, weekly, and even in shorter intraday timeframes. And if you go to the daily charts, you can see the SPY is trading above all the major moving averages, the 20 SMA, 50, and 200. And if you go to the 15-minute timeframes or any other timeframes on a shorter basis, well, we're trading above the positively sloping 5-day moving average, showing the buyers are still in control. Even in an uptrend, it's normal to have a pullback. We can expect higher lows, not straight lines. So now into Monday, the SPY is hovering near that big fat psychological round number at 600. It tried to break above last Friday but failed on the first attempt. Again, pretty normal. These round numbers tend to have a lot of clustered stop orders, and the markets often fake out before making the real move. If SPY can clear and hold above 650, which is the highs of last Friday, we could potentially see the SPY inching towards that previous all-time highs at $608. Well, but if sellers show up, well, we have this 5-day moving average sitting at $595. That'll be the first area of interest I'll be watching to the downside. And if they break under, there is a gap which they opened from last Friday, and they might potentially get filled at around 592 and change. So the range which I'll be watching for into Monday is $607 to the upside, which will be the previous all-time highs around that 607 to 608 zones. And to the downside, 595 first, which is the 5-day moving average, and if they break it down, 592. Well, we'll handle it real time as always during our live sessions. And let's move on with QQQ. QQQ is very similar to SPY, and we're still in a clear uptrend. The price is trading about 20, 50, and 200 SMA on the daily time frames, and it's also trading about the 5-day moving average on the shorter time frames as well. Similar to SPY, into Monday, I'll be watching for the last Friday's highs, which is currently at $531.50 to $531.70. If they break above it, we might see a possible push towards that 533 to 533.70 zones. And if they can't push above the last Friday's highs, and if they reject it and start selling off, I'll be keeping an eye out for the 5-day moving average on the month-to-date anchored VWAP, which is currently at $526.50. And if they fail that as well, there is a possible gap fill, which is currently at 524, and we will be watching for that. And anything beyond 533.70 to the upside, or anything below 524s, we will handle it on the live streams as usual. Now let's get started with our swing trading positions. Last Friday we opened a small position on FTNT. If I remember, we've been having the stock on the watch list for months now, and last Friday gave us a decent entry. Our entry on this is $104.50-ish, and the stop losses on this name is currently set at this lows at $99. The trend on the daily is to the upside. The stock is trading about the 20, 50, and 200-day moving averages. And if you go to the shorter time frames, the stock is trading about the 5-day moving average, and the slope of the 5-day moving average is positive. So what we're doing here is we're not buying low and selling high, we are buying high and looking to sell even higher, sticking in the direction of the dominant trend, which is to the upside. So if they do pull back towards the 5-day moving average and capture the intraday VWAP, which is closing 2 minutes or 5-minute candles above the intraday VWAP into Monday, it'll give us an opportunity to average up on the same name. And after averaging up, we will be looking for the price to hit this $108 and change for the first take profit target, and runners will be left maybe towards how much ever high they go from there, as long as the uptrend is violated. Our next swing trading positions which we have on our portfolio is BYD. Our cost average on this one is $74.50 with stop losses set at $72. We did average up on this name a few days back, and our current exposed risk is 0.5% of our entire portfolio. And if they continue to push higher and break about this $75 again, we will average up with the potential profit taking targets set at around this $80, which is the previous highs. That's the plan so far. We'll see how this plays out, and then we'll deal with it accordingly. And the next one which we have our starter positions on is INTU. Looking really great. We entered this at around $754. Right now it's trading at $771. Maybe perhaps down the line, if they pull back towards the 748, which is the AV VWAP coming from this gap up candle, we might average up and complete our positions. So stay tuned, and if you want the real-time updates, join the Patreon, and if you want to trade live, join the trading room. As always, take high probability trades, manage the risk wisely. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.